Welcome to the Important Questions Podcast, the only podcast that records a show for you at 6 in the fucking morning. My name is Dave, and I'm here with the Acolytes of Knowledge, Smitty and Scott.
This is the Important Questions Podcast drive time radio show. Put some like dings and boings in the background and like a wet fart sound.
Or just funnel it all through more static, and then we could pump it on AM radio.
There you What a worthless thing in the 21st century.
Yeah.
AM
Are those
radio.
sound effects like the only thing that made those shock jocks sound alive at like 6 in the morning?
That was also cocaine.
I was going to say, they're probably coked out of their fucking minds. They don't sleep.
What did Dr. Demento run on?
Good fucking question.
Anyways, as I alluded to in the most recent bonus episode, if you're a boner, and as I'll allude to this morning, it's often hard to get 3 people in the same place at the same time. So Rico's not here right now, but will be joining us later. But we had to get a show out for you guys this weekend. And if Rico doesn't show up, it's because he's pooping.
Yeah.
He pooping.
He pooping.
When I told my wife that we were going to be recording a show this early, she thought that I was fucking crazy first. And then second, she told us that we should do a wake up breathing exercise. And I want to humor that idea.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Oh, we're getting real.
I want to humor that idea, boys. I want you boys to breathe in through your asshole and breathe out through your wang.
I inhaled through my asshole and then I just pissed myself.
Release all the tension in your gooch
I feel a melting sensation downstairs.
and your shaft. Just the shaft, no tip. Wait for
Ball's
the tip.
still high.
Ball's
Shaft is
still
low.
very high. I don't know what she wanted out of this. This is all I got.
I should have had my lavender essential oils ready so I could relax.
You just start drinking them.
Gotta soothe.
I'm going to be so essential.
Gotta soothe the gooch.
Now take your eucalyptus oil and apply it from the top of the tip down through the shaft,
Turns
across the
into
balls.
JOI.
left hand
Remember to
only.
poof all remaining oil.
Release any farts inside your colon now. All right, I'm fucking
Real
awake.
man fart. Very
Dave's
relaxed.
wife, are you satisfied? Did that turn out how you wanted it to?
It's weird how we can't get ordinary sausage to come on our show.
We should get him on the show and then just never ask him about sausage stuff.
That's kind of my goal.
Yeah, pretend that he's not
That'd be
even
so
there.
funny.
Yeah, he's not even a fucking sausage mini celebrity.
Don't even treat him like a celebrity. Just talk to him like a normal guy.
Yeah. So you just call, how the fuck did you get on this Discord? You just call into the chat or something?
One day, boys. All right, boys. I have a warm-up question for us this week, and I think it's pretty important. But you boys ever do a pre and post poop weigh-in?
Nah, I never do that.
Once, like maybe 5 years ago, and I don't even remember the results.
Okay, but so Scott, you've done at least one in your life.
At
But
least
the point of that is you get on the scale, you take your base weight, then you take a shit, and then you get back on the scale and you see how much you lost because of the shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so my warm-up question is, I somehow gained weight after a poop. How?
Well, according to the law of conservation of mass cannot be created nor destroyed. So once you pooped that poop out, you instantly just generated more poop inside you.
I mean, I'm not destroying it. I'm just moving it from one vessel, my ass, to another vessel, the shitter.
Well, I got nothing. Then I didn't pay attention in physics.
Never would I have thought to call a toilet a vessel. That is such a ostentatious term.
Also, the word transfer sounds like you just have it cupped in both hands and then you're just setting it there.
Mm.
Needed to acclimate for a second first.
What is a poop if not a process of transfer?
From food to sewer.
But like, I don't know if I like shat helium and just like something like that. It legitimately blew my mind that I lost mass on the toilet and then gained weight.
Yeah.
Maybe a
again-
pinhole dimension opened up in your colon and like more poop from that pinhole dimension just immediately slithered into your colon to take up that free space.
Quick question. Were you eating while you were pooping? Just out of curiosity?
Not this time, no.
You've got a big cartoon submarine sandwich while you're taking a shit.
I just picture
Although,
an open pizza box.
Smitty, as you're aware, just a little background. Us boys used to be in a band in high school, and Smitty, do you remember playing in Chicago at that theater?
Yeah,
And then I had to take a shit at the pizza place across the street, but they only let me use the bathroom if I bought a piece of pizza. So
what
I took the
a
pizza into
day
the
of
shitter.
mixed emotions.
They sucked.
That is such a fond and also miserable memory for me.
Yeah, it was like beginning of January. It was one of those Chicago days where it's like super fucking slushy everywhere.
December 16th, my dude.
It was December, okay.
Yeah.
But I do remember it being cold and slushy.
Yeah.
And I remember our lead singer's amp, like all of us had to take turns carrying it because it was fucking massive.
Yeah.
Didn't we ride like the L to get somewhere too?
Yeah, and our lead singer almost got hit by that too.
Yeah, we took the L that day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
took
did.
the L,
Yeah.
babies.
Also, like so the way that was structured was basically just a fundraiser for the actual theater, right?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like there were like 100 fucking bands there that day,
Yeah.
just playing in 3 different spots.
You know what-
That were not like that well divided from each other.
No,
Well, it was like one on the main stage, one in the fucking lobby, so you didn't have any
Right.
room to think, and the other
Yeah.
one was like 4 blocks away in a completely different building.
yeah, it was. I remember it being so loud in every square inch of that theater that I had to like step outside and walk to actually like collect my thoughts at one point.
Well, what sucked
Yeah.
was I remember we all I don't know if we all went up to the city the day or like the weekend before to go to like the planning thing and to like do the check-in and whatnot.
Mhm.
But we weren't there when they announced like what you had to do for arrival. So I remember we got there at like fucking 7 a.m. and the theater wasn't going to open until 8, full well knowing that music wasn't going to start until like later. And
Mhm.
we didn't play until like 10:30 at night. So I remember we got to the theater and we're standing out in like 2 inches of snow and slush for like an hour, and then they finally let us in. And then we
And
found
then we
out
just stood around.
we just had to show up an hour before we were supposed to play.
Yeah. But we were already in Chicago and we didn't have like we weren't just gonna like wander.
Yeah.
I think we were like thinking about going and seeing a movie or something at one point.
Yeah, I
We've
kind of remember
been
that.
just idle for so long.
Yeah, but we had all of our equipment sitting there, so somebody had to babysit it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Make sure all
man.
the metal screamo bands that were playing in the lobby didn't come take it.
Not,
as a
not
young
his
adult,
precious line 6.
I put up with that as a young adult. I don't think I would put up with that in my current age.
Not in a fucking heartbeat, man.
No, like
That's
if I
a-
got there
that's
and
a
be like,
fucking
we have
day
like
wasted,
14
man.
hours to wait around, like I'd be like, fuck this, I'm not sticking around.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah,
out of that
super
entire
shitty.
day, I remember only legitimately liking 2 bands.
I don't
I don't-
remember any of the music we heard.
Same.
I remember 2 of them, and then I also remember one of the heavy metal bands had an upright bass player, and I was like, "That's
Oh, that's kind
interesting."
of cool.
Yeah, it was a cool. They didn't sound good, but it was a cool idea.
I remember when we were like, after the entire day, we were in the green room before we were going to go on stage, and I remember somebody in the band having a like jovial freak out because in the bathroom somebody had like, I believe like was rolling weed like at the sink.
Oh yeah,
there was,
It's Mike. It had to have been Mike. There's no other person that it would be.
yep.
Yeah. And like he was taking pictures of like they were doing drugs in here. And it's like Okay.
Hey, at 15 years old, I thought that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Well,
At the time, it's just like, holy shit, man.
Fast
we're
forward.
a band now.
fast forward like 10 years, and Dave and I are at a Foo Fighters concert at Wrigley, and some dudes next to us, this is when weed was still illegal, and they turned to us and were like, hey man, you guys cool if we smoke weed? Which I totally respected the fact that they asked, but we were like, yeah, whatever. Like, both Dave and I were kind of like, this is gonna suck, it's gonna smell, and we both got new jobs coming up, and we got a drug test, blah blah blah. And dude, if I could,
2018. No, I
if
didn't
I
have a new job.
if I could have turned back, oh, I know I was getting one, but you still were like, no, that's not what you were into. I know if I could have turned back the clock, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I want some of that. For a Foo Fighters concert, it'd have been sick. Dave,
I've
you
not
lost
been
the
to
thought
enough.
or froze on your screen? Oh, you were frozen.
Yeah, I saw that he was just like looking up at his corner.
Yeah, because I saw that I froze and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I remember
Good
going
shit.
to
Thanks,
a
Zencaster.
I went to a Reliant K concert in college because I was a total fucking loser. And I remember being there, and even at the time being quite indoctrinated in the sect of Christianity I was in, I thought Reliant K was super lame.
Oh yeah, they're pretty fucking lame.
It was like them or Switchfoot or something. I don't know. Just like not my style music. Like even at the time, like even though I was in this group, I was like still holding tight to like the music I listened to.
Yeah.
Which would have been considered like a vulgar, sinful thing.
Fuck yeah.
Bless you. That was a huge delay on Dave's screen.
Oh,
I heard you sneeze, and then you didn't do anything, and then 5 seconds later you turned away.
oh, that's cool.
What was the original question?
Something about me pooping and gaining weight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the whole pizza conversation.
Speaking of which, Rico update says, "Boys, I lied in the group chat. His ass is pooping so hard that he's not going to be able to join in time to help,
Oh, that's
and he apologizes for not being able to join us."
Bless your ass, Rico.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pooping real hard right now.
You pooping, Rico?
Rico, I hope you weigh in before and after that poop.
You need to introduce some psyllium husk into your diet, Rico. You shouldn't be pooping hard.
He's pooping real hard. All right, I'm satisfied.
All right, cool.
Maybe it's because I like built muscle, and muscle weighs more than poop.
You're bulking up as you're actively
Bulking
taking a
my
shit.
ass.
Yeah, but where's that energy come from to create muscle?
The
Nutrients in your
calories
body?
that from the food that then became poo.
Yeah, but you don't have double the calories.
No, I'm still satisfied.
Yeah.
Fuck, Scott.
Yeah.
Start us off.
Okay. So when you guys feed your dogs, do you guys go with the little round dry kibbles, or do you do like a mix of the canned wet dog food, or do you buy like the tubes of like the mix of like meat and vegetables and shit for your dogs, or what do you guys do?
You do kibble. Like any wet kibble or a wet food is just way too expensive.
Yeah.
We do kibble, but occasionally we'll supplement it with we'll give them some green beans from a can of green beans, or like some plain rice or stuff like that.
Okay.
We'll throw hot dogs and stuff. We'll do like peanut butter sometimes.
Oh yeah,
their kibble.
Yeah, we'll do that sometimes.
Okay.
Too.
Do you think you could legitimately take those different stages of dog food, and make it into a meal and serve your family and see if they would even notice? That's my important question. Could you
cook dog food into something?
Yeah. Could you legitimately serve dog food to a person and see if they would notice? There's probably a better way to phrase that, but it's 6 a.m.
So my immediate thought, have you boys tried pet food at any point in your life? Have you taken a kibble, thrown it in your mouth, just to see what it tastes like?
A long time ago.
And it's really not that offensive.
It's very bland.
Yeah.
The dry stuff is. I imagine the wet food's probably a lot more like flavorful, quote unquote.
Yeah, I wonder if it would just be as easy as like putting it into like a pot and bringing it to like a gentle boil, and you'd be like, "Hey, I made stew," and then I'll serve it over mashed potatoes, and everything will be great. Like, you think you could legitimately pass that off?
Can you
I
mix
was
it with
thinking
other
stew.
stuff? Like if you throw it in a stew with like
Yeah.
carrots and like other shit like that, like
I wouldn't say mix it with another stew because that would almost be like you're watering it down too much. But you could definitely doctor it up and give it some more substance.
what if I take the kibble and I process it into like a dust, like I put it in the food processor, it becomes like kibble flour.
Okay.
And then I make a bread loaf.
What the fuck?
Can I do that?
Sure.
I think I could pass that off.
Personally, I don't think there's a good way to make the kibble seem anywhere near appetizing enough. But I think the wet food is like the stuff from a can. I think you could definitely cook that legitimately.
Could cut like a meatloaf with dog food.
Yeah.
Half ground beef, half kibbles and bits.
I don't know if half. I think half is probably too much for the ratio. I think you'd probably start to taste it.
Okay,
But-
fine. 3/4 kibbles
Yeah.
and bits, 1/4 ground beef.
Yeah, there you go. No, other way around.
Nope, it's all about the dog food.
Yeah, just slather it in ketchup and broil that fucker. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And
You could probably take like Cocoa Puff cereal and cut maybe like a quarter of that with kibble. And I don't think they would.
Meat
They
and
have
You get a
chocolate
weird
notice.
bite,
Sound-
and you're just
yeah.
like, "Huh, that tastes kind of odd," and then you just keep eating.
Yeah.
Well, until you realize that like the Cocoa Puffs are like perfect spheres, and the things you feed your dog are like kind of somewhat compact circular shapes.
I think they're also more dense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cocoa Puffs are just like rice puffs.
yeah, they just like fall
Mm.
apart, and the dog is.
Why did my milk turn into chocolate gravy?
I love when my milk mixes so gravy.
Yeah. You're slurping it from the bowl that's got the
Coagulated and
straw
shit.
built into it. I feel like
Those
stews.
bowls are so fucked up. I hate those bowls so much. We had some growing up, and I was so afraid to use them all the time because it's like I don't want to like accidentally get the one that has like old milk in it.
Yeah, nobody had pipe cleaners to clean that shit out with either at their
No,
sink.
of course not.
It wasn't until like 2008, and people are like, "Yeah, we should probably make something to clean like smaller stuff with."
I've got too many pipe cleaners because I bought so many like packs of like plastic straws,
Yeah,
like the reusable ones, to be clear. So I've got like 3 or 4 like pipe cleaners lying around near the sink, and I only use like one, like obviously only use one at a time.
Yeah.
But like, why do I have more of these than like an actual sponge?
you're trying to clean off a huge dish plate with like a super thin thing. You're like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm. There has to be a better way.
Somewhat related. Do you boys own a Scrub Daddy?
nope."
Is that a specific? Is that like a? What is that?
It's a type of scouring pad.
Okay, no.
As seen on Shark Tank.
It might have been seen on Shark Tank.
It was made
I do
famous
not
by
know
Shark
the
Tank.
origins. Oh well, there you go. Those are the origins.
That's all I know.
Well,
about
this is
Scrub
not
Daddy.
an ad, but I like my Scrub Daddy.
Those are they're made out of some kind of fucking gourd or something that you can grow.
Well,
What?
It
Like
works really
biodegradable?
well. It works really well, and you could just throw it in your dishwasher when you're done with it, and then it cleans, and you could just use it indefinitely. So
Oh shit!
yeah, it's pretty fucking great.
I walked over, was at my brother and my sister-in-law's house one day, and they had these gourd-looking plants that looked like a bunch of dried-up dicks on their picnic table. They were drying out in the sun, and I was like, "What's going on with those? The things that you got back there?" I said, "They look like a bunch of dicks."
Dick harvest good this year, huh?
It must have been because those things were huge, but they were dry as fuck and uncut too. So I asked him, I was like, I don't know, like, what the fuck is that for? Is it like something you're using for food? And he goes, no, I don't even know what kind of plant it was called. He goes, but you can cut them up, and that's what they make like some of the sponges out of. And he's like, it's same concept as like the Scrub Daddy thing. Like it's like abrasive when it's dry, and then you could just run it under the water, and it's a little bit softer and used for cleaning a different way.
Mhm.
I've never heard of that before. That's wild.
Yeah, I wish I had evidence, so I'll see if I could find any old pictures.
How is a Scrub Daddy different than like a regular scouring pad or like a Brillo pad or something.
Well, there's no metal in it, which I kind of dig. And then it stays good for a really long time.
Okay, I guess I'm sold.
That's pretty much it. Like we've had ours for over a year at this point, and it's still fucking great.
Damn, that's actually quite the lifeline. Lifeline? What the fuck am I trying to say? That's quite the lifespan.
It's early. I get it.
Is that what you primarily wash your dishes and shit with?
No, just the tough shit.
Gotcha.
The tough shit gets the scrub daddy treatment.
I'm a steel wool kind of guy.
I get that, but again, I feel like it wears down. You got to buy more of the pads at any given time. So
that's fair.
I've never owned steel wool either. We were a brush household growing up.
I have a
man.
brush.
You will dump the brush so hard once you buy that scrub daddy.
I could probably go to Dollar General and pick one up, right? Like they're probably.
Yeah.
This sounds like an ad. Christ Almighty! I'm like, where do you get it? How much is it?
At CVS or Walgreens.
You're gonna throw that brush away once you start to use the scrub daddy.
If I have questions, our customer service representative standing by.
Yeah, call 708-433-9153 and mention this ad, and you'll get a free one.
Call in the next 10 minutes only, and we will double your order of scrub daddies. Just pay separate processing and handling.
Oh, shit.
Dave Scott and Smitty are standing by.
Yeah. We're literally standing right by the phone. Oh my God, it's ringing.
Fucking scrub daddy. What a name. What a fucking name.
Yeah, I think that's part of the thing that sold it, because it's a smiley face sponge. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. It's
that
still
sponge's daddy, apparently.
Maybe I'm just ignorant to it, but it still just fucking blows my mind that that's one of the most successful things that's been on Shark Tank.
This can dovetail into my question a little bit if we want to move on later.
Oh, I don't care. We can move on whenever. Obviously, we got off topic pretty quick, so I'm assuming that question was hot trash.
But we have to do mid-show after the warm-up and the first question now, because we can't jump right into it.
Oh.
Okay, we'll have to hold the thought while we do mid-show, I guess.
You should have thought about that earlier when we were deciding who was going to go first.
I guess I should have, but I didn't.
It's early.
Speaking of which, I need to upload the jingle to the mid-show segment.
What is our mid-show segment? Do you want to move on to that?
It's going to be funny or dumb because you said you had one, and I also have one that I've had for a while, so we're just going to dump those out there.
Nice.
All right, sounds good. We can do that.
Yeah, Scott, I don't have a whole lot more to add to the dog food question, but I do remember also at one point in my life eating a piece of a bacon strip.
Oh yeah,
and that was actually fucking gross.
Yeah, because bacon strips they're like fucking rubbery. They're gross.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the texture; it was the flavor. Like it tasted really fucking synthetic.
Yeah. I guess I was also, so what inspired me to even write this was one of my coworkers was talking about the diet that she's putting her dogs on, and she was like saying that they spend a shit ton of money on them because they buy like when you go to the grocery store, you have like the tubes of ground beef.
Yeah, they have them in like the fridge there.
Yeah, so they have an equivalent for dogs, and they come in like the bigger tubes and stuff, and it's like a mix of like ground up salmon, ground up chicken, turkey, whatever. And vegetables and stuff. And I was like, you could probably like sear that some way or form that itself into a meatloaf and serve that along some other stuff and pass it along.
I mean, you could just cut a slice and grill it as a burger.
You probably could. I bet. Yeah.
It's making me think of like, it's got like 16 different ground up animals. Or it's a very exotic meatloaf.
It's all chicken, but there's like a huge chunk of like carrot or peas or something. And like,
yeah, they do have vegetables in there sometimes.
Yeah, like it's definitely like not mixed in well. You're like, okay, like, yeah, I don't know. It was just a thought because the way that she was talking about preparing the food, I'm like, Jesus, that's a full fucking meal already.
I don't know how people just like everyday working people have the patience to like cook a meal not only for themselves but also for their pets.
Yeah,
like I love my pets to death, but I'm just gonna dump that shit in a bowl and be like, all right, there you go.
Right,
for real.
If it's a special day, maybe I'll cut up hot dogs or something, put them on there. But Like, I'm not gonna like go through the whole process of like opening up a fucking can and like dumping it in there with like their supplements and shit.
Yeah.
Everything that I give my dogs, you can scoop. Whether that's kibble or rice or green beans in a can or like Greek yogurt or some shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just, if I can find it in a bucket and I could scoop it for you, you can have it.
A bucket.
There's like a Far Side a Far Side comic where it's like two dogs and they're watching their owner like get their food, and one dog's like looking at the other like excitedly, be like, "Oh boy, it's Kibble again."
Yeah. Basically, if you have to do dishes, it's not worth it.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
We give them like a salmon oil supplement occasionally, but I saw a TikTok a while ago of like this lady who was she was cutting up like 4 or 5 different types of fish and like arranging it in like a big bowl for her dog. It was like one of those flat bowls that like had the side, like the big sides. It's basically a plate with sides, right? And she was like arranging it so it looks like a wagon wheel. So like each section had like a different like meat or protein or something in it, and there was like 15 different sections, and the TikTok itself was like multiple minutes, so she was spending like 45 minutes preparing this bowl that her dumb dog is going to scarf down before immediately like eating a grasshopper and then puking it up on the sofa.
Oh yeah, for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
I
Grasshopper gang rise up.
I have seen a video of a dude that did a similar thing. He put all this like food, fancy shit in a bowl for his dog. One was like an egg that was like 100 years old or something like that. I don't know why, but he like made it seem like it was all fancy and all this different meat. And I had the same thought, Smitty. It's like that dog's gonna inhale it because that's a giant fucking bowl of food, and then it's just gonna just Ralph it all up on your carpet. It's just yeah. Good luck cleaning all that shit.
Dogs can't. I've read somewhere like dogs can't actually taste a lot of like flavors. Their body is just like for their appetites. It's just seeking like the taste of a specific type of like protein chemical. Mm-hmm. So like generally when they eat stuff, that's what they're kind of seeking out. Yeah.
So we genetically engineered that protein chemical and injected it right into Beggin strips.
No wonder why it tastes synthetic.
Yeah. I'm sufficiently satisfied. Actually, I'm mostly ready to move on.
Yeah.
Is it fun or is it dumb?
Oh, it's been a long time.
It's been a minute. This mid-show segment has been out of commission for a while, but Smitty and I are bringing it back. Smitty, let's start with you.
Okay, I wrote a couple down, so give me, if you have yours locked and loaded, because I haven't actually thought about mine for a moment. Oh, never mind. I've got it immediately in front of me, so I'm a liar.
Cool.
So I've got 2, and you can share yours as well, Dave. But one of my funnier dumbs is this was during the summer. I don't shower as often as I should during the summer because I don't have anybody to impress. And I was kind of walking around the house and like, I didn't feel overly grimy, but it'd been like, I don't know, 2 days since I showered. And I mentioned it to my wife, and she told me my pits stink. And she also told me, oh, well, let's see here. It said I hadn't showered for a few days, and I was complaining about how my pits stink. So I was complaining about my own pits because I'm like reliving this now. And my wife verbatim said, "You should walk into a lake and drown yourself."
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not funny or dumb.
Is it funny?
What? Like I laughed my ass off when she told me to do that because she was like, I don't know. Do you not razz your wife like that?
I don't tell her to go die.
Hey, baby, you haven't showered in a while. Fucking kill yourself.
Yeah, I remember she was like at the stove, like cooking something, and I like walked in and I was like smelling my pits. I'm like, damn, I stink. And she's like, you should walk into a lake and drown yourself.
I mean, that's just gonna make you stink like a dead person.
Yeah,
that's true.
And also, lakes don't smell any better. So unless you're gonna be
lakes
bringing
are pretty gross.
Yeah, unless you're bringing soap or something, you're not helping the cause.
Yeah,
and you're just replacing one stink for another stink.
Are we ruling that sad for some reason?
I'm ruling that sad.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
funny or
fine.
dumb. It's
I'm ruling that funny still. That makes me laugh. My other one is my dogs when they hear a doorbell, they go apeshit because that's just what dogs have evolved into at this point. And there was a time my wife and I yelled the words ding dong across the house, and my dog started going apeshit as if somebody had really rang the doorbell. So
That's
that's
awesome.
adorable.
Yeah.
That's funny.
that was
Especially
pretty funny.
we used to do the same thing to our dog. We would or it was any doorbell on TV.
Anytime there's a doorbell on TV, anytime somebody says the words "who's there,"
Oh yeah. That
my
was always
dogs go crazy.
that was always a trigger for my dog. But ding dong is funny. I don't think we've ever done that one with her.
We didn't expect it either because we were just yelling it because we were being silly, and they started going apeshit because we said it in the register of ding dong.
Yeah.
But
And then
I
you
love my
laugh. You're
dogs.
like,
They're so dumb.
That's so silly, dog. Drown yourself in a lake.
You stink. Kill yourself. I have had to give my dog a lot of baths recently because the yard's been so fucking muddy. So he's excessively clean at the moment.
Hell yeah, dude.
He hates it.
I love partially on what's funny about dogs is when you give them a bath and then they just fucking go crazy as soon as they're done.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They hate the clean smell. They'll roll in their bed that you haven't washed for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So their bedding's all kind of starchy with dog oils.
Right.
They just dive headfirst into that.
Yeah.
That's always funny. All right. My funny or dumb this week is a 100% hypothetical scenario that I thought of, and that's it.
Hey.
So I would like for you to picture an older gentleman, probably in a nursing home, that kind of age.
Okay.
And that old man is really into piss play. Okay. Old man.
He's into what?
Play. He's into piss play. He likes piss.
I already
okay,
know where this is going.
Okay. However, their doctor has ordered that they have to have all their liquids thickened. So they have to kindly ask their partner to thicken their piss before they dump it on them.
What the fuck?
Funny or dumb?
So he's expecting his partner to not piss on him anymore, put it into a separate receptacle to mix with the thickener.
That's correct.
And that, a big glass jug that has the Kool-Aid Man face on it?
Yeah.
He's got a wooden spoon to mix in the cornstarch.
Hold on, honey. Here comes the piss.
Yeah.
And it's it comes out icing sugar.
Yeah, just a glop. It just.
Yep.
I guess the question to jump off that is, how thick is he supposed to have it? Because you can order things to be honey thick or I forgot what the other one was. There's a couple
Mashed
different
potatoes.
There's a couple ways on the side of those thickeners. It actually says it's got to be honey thick, or it has to be whatever other thickness there is, and it tells you how much of that stuff to mix in with it.
What thickness gives me the best odds of you guys ruling funny?
I think I think
the thicker the funnier.
Yeah, I also just think it's funny to begin with, especially if you just
like a piss paste.
Yeah, piss paste.
I'm also imagining him laying on his stomach at first and waiting for his partner to begin pissing on his back, and it just feels something wet slaps the back of his neck, and he's like, "Do you throw Jello at me?"
I was just gonna say somebody dumped a Jello mold on him.
Yeah.
That's why did it have to be in a nursing home? I mean, you could have just said anything about the thickened liquids.
Because old people fuck all the time in a nursing home.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a horny place, and that's where you're most likely to get thick liquids.
I guess that's totally legit.
If you're just waiting around to die, you might as well get some ass.
Yeah, but only if it's thickened.
Hey, baby, you just waiting around to die?
Yeah.
Want to get some ass?
Pull the diaper to the side, dear.
Gross. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
People shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I don't feel good.
I don't know.
I didn't before, but
Once you hit like 45, you should become a non-sexual being.
oh shit, dude, I've already got a head start.
You going through a dry spell, Scott?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
So funny or dumb?
That's funny.
That's hitting both boxes for me.
Yeah,
Hey, that's good enough. I call that a win.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
51-49 for me.
It's not a pie chart where you're getting like the more funny, the less dumb it is. It's more of just like 2 check boxes. Is it funny? Boop. Is it dumb? Boop.
Select all that apply.
Mhm. All of the above.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
thought that was pretty good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And now we can move on.
Rico,
Rico, how's that poop?
Doing okay, bud?
I hope to God he's doing okay.
He'll answer us in 6 months.
All right.
I think that's generous. I still don't think he's caught up any. I think he like
Probably
listened up to episode like 6 and then told us about it. We all got excited, and then he's like, "Okay."
He's a
think
busy
I'm done.
guy. He doesn't have time for leisure.
Leisure. Why does it piss me off?
I know, right?
Do it at your leisure. What?
Take part in some leisure activities.
Yeah. Heath
I
Leisure.
feel like I've only ever heard that song,
Keith
or I've
Ledger.
only ever heard that word in a Beatles song.
Oh God, is leisure a British pronunciation?
I think
yeah.
it's British.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
I can't picture a British person going,
Damn them.
you can do that at your leisure.
Yeah, they wouldn't
They
put
should.
that much
Do
emphasis into the word.
Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
No thanks.
The British accent should evoke a dry heave.
It does, but you just put just a little bit of stink on it, it becomes Australian, and it's cool as fuck.
Or New Zealand.
Yeah.
You like it's nasally. It's like, yeah, all right, yeah, all right, cunt.
It's almost like they're making fun of their own heritage with it
Yeah,
by exaggerating it even more.
Yeah.
It's funny how like instantly whenever you hear somebody in a British accent, or when you just hear that accent, you're like, I picture like a wool jacket that's old and probably smells bad. That's like some kind of mix between the color green and brown, and you don't really know what color it is. And then when you hear the Australian, it's like, I know you're covered in dust and mud, and you've got khaki colored shit on, and I know I fucking love you, man.
And you're tan as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm from England. I'm from New Zealand.
Hell yeah.
It's a fucking egg voice.
We got a couple New Zealand listeners, by the way. So
Do
hope
we?
You guys are
I
doing
like
great.
Kiwis. They're cool, man.
I like Kiwis. I like sheep. So
Oh, okay.
That's all I know about New
That's the
Zealand.
Welsh too, by the way.
yeah, I know. I remember hearing somewhere once upon a time that New Zealand has like 10 times more sheep than people. But anyways,
That sounds
our
awesome.
listeners might be sheep.
That's okay.
Boys,
thinking-
I was at a I was at a movie the other week. We saw my wife and I took our niece out, and we went and saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie,
Oh, nice.
which
Nice. Hell yeah.
which by the way was actually legitimately good. Like the story was decent. The animation style was super unique, and I'm really into like kind of like new looks on animation these days, especially because CGI is kind of like old and
Yeah.
lifeless. But before we saw the movie, we got we got our movie previews, as you do, and wouldn't you know it, the Minions are back.
God damn it.
They never left.
The Minions are fucking back. So I was just starting to think, with a lot of like content doesn't survive, but a lot of content does survive. Like Mickey Mouse has been a thing since the 1920s and is still a thing now. Like a lot of those original Disney characters have somehow made it all the way to our current year.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I want to know from you boys, are the Minions here forever?
I bet, yeah, probably. And I think Baby Yoda is as well. Any of those like
Really?
super cute, like synthetically cute, fucking highly marketable to children and wine moms sort of like characters. There's no escaping those for the next
I
40 years.
I kind of disagree on the Baby Yoda or Grogu for you fans point.
Is that's his name?
That's Din
Grogu,
Grogu
yeah.
for you hardcore fans.
Oh,
Oh
sorry.
my god. Grogu.
Fuck off, Scott.
Grogu.
Din Grogu. Come on, man.
Glub Shido all over again. Do you see they're trying to change the name? They're trying to whitewash the name of the music from the Cantina band in Star Wars.
What?
Yeah,
What
they
are-
play
what-
they play music called Jizz, and they're trying to memory hole that and say it's called Jax or something like that. It's like JACZ or something.
Well, that shit came out in like 19. Well, the original Star Wars 1977. So that stuff came out like a long ass time ago. I don't think jizz was really a word. I feel like that's just kind of become a thing.
You telling me that
Oh,
they
you
didn't-
know I'm looking it up.
Well, I don't know if jizz
people
was
say jizz in the 70s.
maybe. I
They
don't
probably
know.
said jizzum.
Every person that I've ever talked to, or like any comedian from that
Jism.
era, they never refer to it as jizz.
Do they
least
say
that-
spunk?
At least that I've experienced.
So jizz is the shortening of jism, and this is what
Mhm.
Wikipedia has to say about the etymology. Originally in U.S. English, first attested with the meaning of energy in 1842, and with the meaning semen in 1888.
Oh shit! Real
Wow.
old term.
Yeah, so jizz has
Energy.
been a thing before Star Wars.
Yeah, babe, sucked out my energy.
She's a succubus.
I don't know why, I didn't really think that jizz would have came from jism. Like I've used the word jism ironically before, but it almost sounds like a childish way of saying it.
It does.
I'm gonna shoot my jisms. You know?
Jism also sounds
Yeah.
like it could be fucking British. Be like, may I spill jism upon your chest? Like something stupid like that.
Yeah.
I think the Minions are a phase. I think because they were so fucking popular, they're just gonna burn out, and eventually they'll. I mean, I know they're kind of memed to shit amongst our generation, but I feel like if you fast forward 15 years from now, it'll be like the Shrek equivalent to us. Like people will be like, "Oh fuck yeah, the Minions are awesome, man!" Like
They're gonna have nostalgia for the Minions.
yeah.
God damn it.
I'm gonna hate it.
It's gonna be green text about minions coming in through their window and having sex with them.
There's like 7 of those movies at this point, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that is either super lazy and bullshit, and you're just taking advantage of people, or super smart and incredibly efficient, is the fact that the Minions, like with Mickey Mouse, like once the original voice actor died, you have to find somebody that can do the voice. And
the minions,
the
minions have like multiple just shrieky, high pitched voices.
yeah,
though.
but it's just you throw a voice filter on them, and anybody could be a fucking minion, and then all you have to do is
Yeah.
just make stupid sounds and laugh, and people are like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll edit this into some other, I don't know, fucking bullshit that's got bright colors that kids will watch. It's
Oh, so you're saying like they don't have a lifespan in the same way because like when you have a voice actor who's like tied to it, like when they die, people are like,
Yeah.
okay, we should retire the character.
yeah, there's no legacy associated with Minions. It's like any fucking moron can come and go, and like with a high pitched voice, and people are like,
Banana.
oh yeah, that's funny.
I'm gonna take when you said banana. I'm just gonna pitch shift it so you actually sound like a minion.
But it's just Smitty's voice just going banana.
Oh my god. They are like their design, I hate their fucking design so much. Like something about it just screams to me like the most like obnoxious shit. Like even like ignoring what they actually are as characters, I think the design just sucks balls. I think it's just like like it had to have been like created in a lab to be like the most like inoffensive and quirky shit.
Yeah, just all like no edges, just smooth and round.
Yeah, they have goggles and they wear overalls and they look like little beans. They're
Yeah,
bright yellow and they talk like munchkins.
I think it's funny because they're small. Like obviously they're like up to your knees or whatever in the show, and then you go to Universal and it's like a dude in an 8-foot tall suit. And you're like, this doesn't translate as well. It's much more creepy. And
They repurposed the Twinkie the Kid costume.
like, I could see the mesh inside the mouth. Like I can see your fucking face.
Yeah, right.
And some
And
kid
that
back
guy
there
is
named
not having a good time.
Yeah, some dude back there named Jordan is trying not to cry when he's got to dance with all these fucking people.
Because you know that suit is not easy to take off. So like when he has like a water break every 4 or so hours after baking in that 120 degree suit, like he's just like drinking warm water from like a Dixie cup.
Yeah, and then they have to
it's
put
like
him back
bring
in
the arm into the fucking suit.
They let the kid out of the suit and put him back in his kennel until his shift tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I just get the feeling that the Minions are they're here forever.
I agree.
Like in 100 years, whatever video games look like in 100 years, there's going to be some like epic Mickey equivalent of it where you're a minion and you're having to paint your way to freedom.
I see them going the way of Shrek. He's
but Shrek's back.
Yeah, but
Shrek is back.
And I know that Shrek
Shrek's
technically
back,
never really like left. Wait, what do you mean back?
I mean Shrek 5 is coming out.
Are you serious?
Yes, Shrek's back.
Shit.
You just got super excited, didn't you? You're like, oh goddamn.
Well, I shouldn't say that because like Shrek 1 and 2, I was like, these things are fucking amazing. Anything after that, I was like, eh.
Didn't he have babies or something?
He did, and then he also did something with fucking Rumpelstiltskin, and I don't know. I lost the lore, and then Puss in Boots had a movie that I didn't give a shit about, and I don't know. I think the Minions are just going to become meme references at this point.
But that's enough to keep it alive to bring it back from time to time, and then keep that lifespan going. Because that's kind of how it was with Shrek. Like if people didn't meme the fuck out of Shrek, Shrek 5 would never be a thing.
That's true.
Yeah,
it just like the meme potential is pretty high.
I don't know. I feel like the market nowadays, especially with entertainment, movies, and TV shows and stuff, everybody's super into the trend of nostalgia. Like with the Spider-Man stuff is the example that I can think that did it the best. Where people are obviously like, okay, we're going to play on your childhood version of this, or like what you were familiar with like years and years ago, and thread it into whatever we're doing now, and it's going to make you super fucking excited. And I feel like
I can never like none of that stuff seems to work on me because like anytime I like even get like the barest hint of like nostalgia for something, I immediately feel like I'm being like targeted, and then I'm like I feel so much less likely to buy whatever the fucking product and service is.
Yeah,
because it's like I don't like the I don't want to be advertised to in that way. Something about like it just feels gross.
Well, you know that they're doing it like way too intentionally. Like they're like, oh
yeah, like the intention is obviously there.
Yeah, and I think it depends on what like the film is. Like for the Spider-Man example, I know that one was probably a healthy mix of both. Of like, we're gonna make a shit ton of money off this if we put all the other Spider-Men in there. But also like fans were genuinely like super appreciative of it, and it's something that the fans have like been requesting for a long ass time. So there's also a part of it where it's like, yeah, you're also listening and paying attention to your fan base. So that's pretty cool.
I just can't get past like the imagined thought of like a boardroom of dudes in suits being like, what treasured childhood memory can we sell back to these idiots?
I mean,
like they're rubbing their hands together like motherfuckers gonna really go crazy for these superheroes that defined their childhood.
I think the creators probably come from a good place, but the boardroom has to be the ones to like approve that shit.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you get someone that like wants to play on nostalgia. Any decision that has like millions of dollars of revenue on the line first has to go through like market research.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to a boardroom and they approve it not based off of nostalgia. It's 100% based off it's nostalgia, but will it actually work?
Yeah. I think it also depends on like how it's marketed. Like the Spider-Man movie. I'm assuming you guys are familiar with it. The No Way Home. Most
Is that the one where
I
they
haven't
bring in
seen
like
any
the
of those.
2000s Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield? And
They did, yeah.
yeah.
And like Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, and Willem Dafoe,
Right.
like all those guys, and it was
Man,
cool.
those guys are way too good for those movies. Those guys are great actors.
But they
And,
were,
and,
I
and
don't know,
honestly, Smitty, it made for a pretty great movie.
it was.
And
I
I'm
have
not
seen
I'm
any
not
of
one of
those
those.
movies.
You know how I feel about Marvel.
Yeah.
Like I do think they're churning movies out, like just to churn it out at this point because they can make money. That movie was actually really good.
That was probably one of my favorite Marvel movies, because it did legitimately feel nostalgic, even though that one was kind of a cash grab for it.
Sure.
But then like in some of the Star Wars shows, where they don't necessarily like build all their stuff around cameos and whatnot, every now and then when they throw one in, especially if it's done respectfully, it's like, well, that legitimately made me smile. Like that was pretty fucking cool.
Like, are you talking about like when they have like Werner Herzog show up in The Mandalorian, or are you talking about like the characters in the show?
Characters. So like on a
Okay.
I don't like want to spoil too much, but like on an episode of one of the newer shows, C-3PO comes in, and like I always found him annoying as fuck throughout like most of all of Star Wars.
Mhm.
But the way that he came in, and I was like, oh shit, that's Anthony Daniels, that's the original dude, and like he doesn't have like a shit ton to contribute to the story, but he came in as a placeholder so they didn't have to reanimate Carrie Fisher's corpse again.
God.
And but when they did it, I was like, that was tasteful, and it was just a really small surprise, and I appreciated it. Like it was it was
Yeah.
cool.
Just give the fans a taste.
Yeah.
I will say, and I've been seeing this a lot on like Twitter and stuff, like people pointing out like like Disney and Star Wars will like look for actors who look like the old characters or who look like Han Solo or Harrison Ford, rather, like young versions of them, and then they'll mocap their fucking faces and like make them act. They'll like overlay the actor's face.
Yeah.
It's like just use the bare face of the actor who kind of looks like Han Solo.
Yeah.
Okay, I can fill in the gaps.
They
I don't want to see like this weird synthetic rubber mask of like CGI garbage.
It is weird. I know that they did that especially with Luke. And Mark Hamill actually got to be like on set and film his parts, and then the double got to come in and do it after him and take the pointers. So I know Mark Hamill is cool with that. But I get it. Like there's a lot of people. If you look at a picture of Mark Hamill next to Sebastian Stan, they look so fucking similar. It's kind of disgusting.
They do. Like just fucking come on.
Yeah.
Fill in the gaps with makeup, I guess. I don't know.
Or find a tasteful way to still have those characters kind of included, but not have to do that stuff. Like in the episode I was talking about, like C-3PO was delivering a message on behalf of Princess Leia. Thank fucking God they didn't reanimate her again, because when they did that in the Star Wars sequels, I was like, yep, I hate this. I hate every second of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can't do that with Minions, and that's why they're going to probably hang around for a while. Any fucking jackass can be a Minion.
Do you think they'll ever make a live action Minions movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
probably.
God.
Like
or a Minions
back in action,
or like a Minions
quality.
stage play.
Minions go Broadway.
Yeah,
that's all common.
Or you get like whoever. I'm forgetting who wrote Watchmen. They like they made like a dark twisted
Frank Miller and Dave Gibbons.
Yes, you make like a dark twisted version with the Minions as like real.
Oh God, there's like a grimy reboot of the Minions in like 30 years. Oh, God. We actually
that's like
delve
what
into what the Minions were doing during the 1930s and 40s.
How they were created.
They were synthesized in a lab by Nazi scientists.
That's going to happen.
Maybe that'll be played out by that time.
Dead.
Maybe they'll go like Italian fascists, like created them in a lab.
That or they'll do the big trend where they just turn them into anti-heroes and everybody's like, yeah, that's realistic and dark and cool, just like the world we live in.
I love Bob. He's such a badass. He's so fucking neat.
Ooh, I almost choked. Some fucking hard ass name. Bob.
What are the Minions' names? Bob, right? Like, isn't that the only name of them?
I don't know.
But then in the Gritty remake,
why do I even know that?
They just have slightly lower voices, like banana.
Apparently, the two main ones. The one with two eyes is called Kevin, and the one with one eye is called Stuart.
Main ones?
Yeah, apparently.
Not to be racist, but they look all the same.
Some are skinny and a little bit taller, and some have one eye, some have two eyes, and
Oh, there is a Bob. There's also a Dave.
Knew it.
oh fuck yeah!
Cool. What's your fursona?
Yeah. Once, I don't know, in like 15 years, when the kids that are going to be nostalgic for Minions start having like the spending money, that's when they'll start hitting back with like the Minion nostalgia.
Yeah.
But the Minion nostalgia is just gross. It just screams Walmart to me, and I don't know why.
You sound like an old man, Scott.
But
Old
it's
man yells at cloud.
I don't know. Like it's just it's not as I feel like the Minions are sure they're funny or whatever, but like as far as I don't know,
Are they?
I don't know, like you said, putting them like shirts and shit, it's just not as I don't know, it's not as marketable. Then you get people that have like Shrek shirts that have like really subtle quotes and stuff. You're like, oh, I get that reference. But if you just have a shirt that just says the word banana on it, I don't think it would go as far.
See, Facebook moms have just it's given them the freedom, right? Because there's no like quote about drinking wine on a picture of Shrek, because Shrek does have those quotes and has those lines. But with the Minions, it's a blank slate. You can make them say whatever you want them to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that makes them less iconic, and I think that's why they're going to fade out.
I agree they're less iconic, but I do not agree that they're fading out. I think the Minions are here for the goddamn foreseeable future. Till the day we die, at the very least, we will be seeing these things. Let
me kick you another scenario. I'm not normally I like Shrek. I'm not one of those people that like just screams about its genius all day.
It's a good movie, and that's enough.
There was a Crocs released like a Shrek Croc, and I actually thought it was legitimately hilarious because it had like the ear things on it, and it was green in the front and like brownish in the back, and I was like, that's actually pretty fucking funny. I don't think you could do the same thing with like Minion stuff and it like translate.
You absolutely can.
Yeah, you have a yellow Croc. You slap a fucking goggle eye on it, and you'll make $1 billion. Easy.
I don't think. Exactly.
But like, it sounds cheaper. Like I don't know.
It is fucking cheaper. They're made by Taiwanese children.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm just racist against the Minions. I don't. Yeah.
I think the lack of like cohesive like mainstream lore for these fucking homunculi is the reason that like
what was
wine moms are able to project like their own little whatever the fucks on them, and they'll make their dumb memes. Like no other creature other than, and literally it's just Baby Yoda that I can think of where I fucking knew it. I knew it that they made that.
Yeah, but those are nowhere near as cool as the Shrek ones.
Scott, are you going to draw us as the Minions?
Am I going to what?
Crocs now.
There you go.
Those are pretty tight. I would not wear them, but it's got a nose too. That's funny.
I would not wear those either.
But they're funnier.
What other creations other than Minions and Baby Yoda will wine moms put with the impact font and make a meme that says, first I drink the coffee, then I do the things?
Yeah.
Like there's very few, and like it's the same. So like wine moms have that shit. Divorced dads have fucking Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders and then Walter White.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm satisfied.
God, our culture just fucking blows ass. We have the
thousands of years from now.
What is worthwhile for saving from our culture?
You're gonna look at art, and it's like things that we hold up, like any of like Da Vinci's stuff, or like when you look at like the Sistine Chapel and all that shit, like. And Mona Lisa, and then there's just a pair of Minions Crocs just sitting in a glass shelf.
Do you remember a couple of years ago where Trump killed that Iranian general with a drone?
Yeah,
Suleiman?
the one that was actually killing ISIS.
Yeah, so
and then
he was like a national
him.
Hero for Iran or Iraq or one of those Middle Eastern countries. I know I sound like such a chud at the moment, but like he was like a national folk hero. And like some imam over there in one of those countries after that thing happened said that they couldn't hit back in America because they couldn't kill a national hero like SpongeBob or something like that because we don't have real national heroes.
That's hilarious.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm still satisfied.
Fuck yeah.
Smitty, what you got?
Well, I was gonna dovetail off of Scott's, but that conversation has kind of died, so I'll save what I was gonna say. My question is, if you're gonna go to the like a potluck, and as transplant Midwesterners, I know you have a soft spot in your hearts for potlucks.
Oh yeah, dude.
I love a good goddamn potluck.
You and I used to go to like similar Protestant churches, so I'm sure they had a lot of just like backroom potlucks there too.
Oh yeah, it's just Jesus and potlucks. That's
dude.
the only worthwhile things. But my question is, what is the dish of your dreams at a potluck? And what dishes are you smashing or passing at a potluck? Like, what dishes are you going to pick up, and which ones are you going to be like, fuck no, I'm not eating that?
All right. I'm into it.
Fully thought you were going to ask what we traditionally bring for potlucks. So this is a good turn.
I mean, if what you traditionally bring is like your go-to, then that's cool. But like, you know, what is your go-to for the potluck? And then like, what things are you going to be eating at the potluck that you know are going to be there?
What I bring heavily depends on how much time I have to prepare and how much I give a shit about the event going on.
That's totally fair. Like if it's like a work get together, you're probably kind of whatever. If it's a family gathering, you're going to be like, okay, I'll go all out for this.
Exactly. Like we just had a work get together yesterday. So instead of working at our office, my boss hosted all this at her house, which was fucking huge. And like she's like, oh, we'll have a potluck, so we'll bring like kind of breakfasty stuff to snack on. I was like, why am I hearing this the day before? Like I'm gonna go to the grocery store and just buy some pre-made shit because I'm also trying to move, so I don't have like a whole bunch of food and stuff in the house.
Yeah.
And I asked everybody, I was like, well, what kind of stuff do you want? They're like, oh, maybe like a fruit plate, or if you want to bring in this or this or this. And I made the stupid decision to go into Whole Foods. Fuck you, Whole Foods.
Oh God.
Bought like a big thing
for something.
Yeah, bought like 2 big things of fruit, and it was like $40.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
So it's fucking horrible. But
you can get like a meat tray from Walmart for like $10.
Yeah, somebody already took.
It's made from assholes, though. So
yeah. But like, I don't know
if the meat's made from assholes.
Okay,
that's why it's $10.
All right.
If I had enough heads up, I like to do like I can make a couple traditional Midwest like casserole style stuff or anything in a fucking crock pot.
Midwesterners love dumping shit in a 9x9 glass pan and baking it for like 20 minutes.
We love setting it and forgetting it.
Scott, when you introduced me to just meatballs in a crock pot with a mix of barbecue sauce and grape jelly, I lost my goddamn mind.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, fuck yes.
Because I was a pure barbecue sauce guy first, but then I was just like, oh, grape jelly, that's fucking weird. And you told me.
Yeah.
Just trust me.
My parents did it with chili sauce, actually. Chili sauce and grape jelly. Still good. Not as good as barbecue.
I've heard peanut butter and chili. Never grape jelly and chili.
Peanut butter and chili. Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
I should try that.
Not for meatballs. I just heard of peanut butter mixed into chili.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Not as a meatball topping.
In the last year, I've started throwing like one dark chocolate square into my pots of chili, like the really dark chocolate, and it's fucking good.
Hell yes.
It is so fucking good.
Chili is like a pretty good dish to pass for a potluck generally. If you don't like do anything
it's hard
too
to fuck
fancy
up.
With it.
Like even bad chili is good chili.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is you get those events where nobody talks about what they're bringing. So you go and there's like 4 different things of pasta salad. And it's like, can we have no diversity here?
Yeah.
Fuck the people that make. Sorry, go ahead, Smitty.
It all clashes, right? Like you'll get like a big thing of chili and then somebody will bring like quesadillas. And it's like, okay, that works. And then you'll have like cold pasta salad, warm pasta salad, and then like a macaroni and cheese casserole. And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all of this?
I've never seen anybody bring quesadillas.
Yeah,
I've seen them. Like where they'll just like it's white people quesadillas. So it's like a tortilla with like fucking shredded cheese and like pepper in the inside.
Like Colby Jack, and then they throw the microwave for a hot sec.
A little spicy.
Literally, yeah. They'll put it in like a glass pan and do that. You can dip it in sour cream or something.
was going to ask you boys, what ruins a pasta salad for you guys? Because for me, it seems like for whatever reason, in the generation that was before us, where we were kids and eating at potlucks, every single goddamn pasta salad or casserole, they had to throw peas in it for some reason.
Peas suck in a pasta salad. But also,
I like peas. I like peas.
I do too.
But they don't need to fucking find their way into every goddamn thing.
It's probably a 70s thing. It's probably like a 1970s like initiative.
It probably is. But I remember like tuna pasta salads, and it's just like, fuck it, peas. Or like even like salad. The macaroni and mayonnaise salad or Miracle Whip salad or whatever the fuck. They're just like, fuck it, peas.
I can't do a creamy pasta salad. It's got to be a vinegar based for me.
Yeah, I'm not a vinegar guy, and I don't like cold pasta. So
yeah, cold pasta is just kind of odd for me. I don't know. Even with like a vinegar, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not a pasta salad guy. But my favorite kind of potlucks are like the New Year's Eve style potlucks, where it's like, all right, it's just to be finger food, like the little bacon wrapped sausages, meatballs, or like sometimes you can make like a big thing of like that like queso dip that's got like the ground beef mixed in it, and
oh fuck yes,
the one like you mix shit like Rotel or whatever, and
like
stuff
Velveeta.
like that. Yeah.
It's extremely Midwestern.
It definitely is.
And pickle pops, those are a classic.
Oh my god, that is probably though. That is the highest thing on my smash list, dude.
I fucking love pickle pops. I will eat only pickle pops at a potluck. Just fucking a mound of them.
Pickle pops and deviled eggs, man. I will.
Oh fuck yeah, deviled eggs rule.
I will go ham on that shit.
Oh man. Or if you get like somebody will bring like a small crock pot full of little Smokies.
Yeah.
Hell
Smokies. Yeah. Or every now and then if somebody makes like sliders, whether that's either beef or you do like the ham ones that have like Swiss and melted garlic butter.
You mean on the Hawaiian roll, Scott?
Yeah, babe. Yeah, babe.
Fuck yes.
Anything on a Hawaiian roll just elevates your game.
That's like when we have like barbecues at our house and we invite Scott out. I could always tell like how much prep time he has based off what comes over, because there's been times where like you've brought over those Hawaiian roll sliders and I'm just like, fuck yeah, he's into it. Yeah. And then like the other time he does bring over Pringles, which to be fair, I told you, I don't know, dude, just bring some Pringles.
Yeah, it's super fucking helpful. And also like I try to be helpful and be like, hey man, like do you want me to bring something? And some days I remember to ask like a week ahead, or I'm invited like a week ahead. And other times it's like, oh shit, I forgot to ask him if I should bring something in like an hour. And I showed up with popcorn once. And I know that not a lot of people dove into it, but that stuff is fucking bomb.
That's not a bad idea. Popcorn, like it's any sort of like neutral sort of snack is good.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to like when I used to go to potlucks and stuff for like we'd have like friend gatherings at previous jobs I had. If I didn't know what to bring, I would bring a neutral chip and like some sort of like two different types of dip.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Fair. Like just get some Ruffles and some dip and you're good.
Dave,
Ruffles and dip always slap.
I do remember the last time you had a get together, your wife, who is probably listening. Hello, how you doing? You asked me to bring the Hawaiian rolls, but you guys were specifically having like tacos and shit, and I was like, it's so far. Like
I see, my wife and I are the kind of people that we don't give a shit at all what the theme is. Like, yes, we were making tacos.
Yeah,
I don't care if the fucking pre-dinner appetizer is like Hispanic inspired.
Well, I know, but it was just funny that you're like, well, we have chips and dip, and then we're gonna have tacos, and then we also are gonna make elotes, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Do you want me to bring some ham and cheese?
Fuck yeah. And the answer is fuck yes.
Yeah.
How you boys feeling about some cheesy scalloped potatoes in a casserole?
I'm always hit or miss on those because like
they're mid.
They're such a heavy sort of side.
I love potatoes in so many forms. Cheesy scalloped is not. It's not high up there. I'm never disappointed. I'll eat them, but they're just okay.
Sometimes you get them where they're undercooked and they're like a little bit crunchy still.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. There's definitely more you could fuck up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting hungry. This is bullshit, man.
Going back to the pasta shit too. I always felt like in the Midwest, the only hot pasta dish was one of those disposable aluminum foil trays that was filled with mastacholi.
Mastacholi.
And it was never
That's right.
enough sauce. It was always like the driest goddamn noodles that's
Yeah.
just been like sitting out in a warmer.
They're fucking baked to the side of the aluminum that you can't get off there.
Yeah. And like you just want to take like the top part because that's where the cheese is melted.
Yeah.
But everything else is just fucking trash.
Yeah.
So it's a shame Rico's not here because Rico's we've got a shared family member, and it's like the only time somebody's like, oh, she's Grandma Joe's making mastacholi, and like if anybody would have told me that for any other potluck, I'd be like, great, I'm so excited, I can't wait. But Grandma Joe's mastacholi is fucking bomb, and she needs to slap a label on that shit and sell it because it's good.
I felt the same way about a lasagna that I went to a potluck and had, like, and this was like a homemade lasagna in like a 9x, or like one of those like nice long rectangular pans, and like you could tell that she put like a lot of heart and soul in it. It was like a church potluck. Some older lady made it, and it fucking slapped.
That's awesome. I ever tell you boys it was a couple of years ago. I came up with like the epiphany that lasagna and pizza are the same goddamn thing.
I mean, that's objectively not true, but okay.
I mean, it's you replace the crust with a pasta noodle. It's the same goddamn thing. And to prove it, I made a pepperoni lasagna, and it fucking tasted like pizza.
Then I mean, crust is just bread in one form, and pasta is just bread in a different form.
Yeah, but pizza, I don't know. Pizza, I could eat if I had to. I could eat pizza for days and not get like terribly sick of it. Lasagna, by about the third day, I'm like, I should have froze all this. This is, I don't want this at all.
Yeah, it's a little heavier, but you could any pizza toppings you could throw into a lasagna, and it's gonna be fucking amazing.
What about
like at a? Well, you go on, Scott.
My bad. If yours is related to lasagna, mine isn't.
Mine is neither.
Okay. What's your go-to potluck dessert to grab?
To grab or to bring?
Either.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's cheesecake, I'm always going for cheesecake.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. I like the homemade cookies where you could tell it's not a box of Nestle. Nothing wrong with Nestle Toll House. Love that shit. But you could tell when they're handmade, those are bomb. And then very Midwest things where you make the cake out of like the layered like ice cream sandwiches or something. You guys ever have that?
Yes. Fuck yeah. You also know those cookies are homemade too, because like they'll usually be in like a snack Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
You just pick them up off the banquet table.
Yeah. Everybody's reaching their fucking hand to the same bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There'll be like a pecan pie, just like there with like 3 slices taken out of it, and then nobody touches it for the rest of the evening.
Are you pecan or pecan?
I was pecan just for this moment. I usually say pecan.
I'm super interchangeable on it too.
You could have said pecan. I got one of them pecan pies.
Pecan pies? You looking at it? What's going on?
Yeah, and around the holidays, there's always the big thing of pumpkin pie too.
Pumpkin pie is always a classic. I am so like pecan pies. Like I don't want to eat a corn syrup pie.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
I'm not my thing. Sometimes you get like a store-bought apple pie at the banquet table too, and that's fine. They're usually serviceable. Somebody will make like an angel food cake too, and sometimes there'll be like a little dish of like strawberry preserves that you can drip on it.
Yeah. Or you get the prepackaged box of cookies, like the sugar cookies that are, I don't know how to describe them except for the word powdery. And like,
are you talking about the ones that are like they have like the 1/4 inch of frosting, like the frosting disc on them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
those slap. They are fucking dry as hell, though.
Yeah,
no, I'm not into them.
I'm in the party that I liked them.
They're very contentious.
But you're right. Like the second you bite into it, you're like, I just got all the moisture sucked out of my mouth.
There's usually flour on the bottom of them too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Sometimes you get like that gelatin dessert that's like pistachio jello mixed with marshmallows.
Oh yeah.
What is that? A seafoam salad?
I don't remember what it's
like
called.
Pineapple and marshmallow fluff or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll have like walnuts in it or something.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I was thinking of like an Oriental. Sometimes you'll get like, you go to a potluck because somebody makes like and this is like an older generation thing, not like we millennials probably have more sense than this, but like you take a normal salad and then you crush up like ramen noodles and then you put like mandarin oranges in it and you call it like an Oriental salad.
Bro, they used to sell that in the deli at Jewel Osco, man.
Did they really?
And I'm pretty sure it was called Oriental salad.
Yeah.
That shit always looked good though, with the crumbled up ramen. Shit
I mean,
was
it's
awesome.
good, but it's like, that's probably culturally insensitive. Like, I don't think a Chinese guy would be too happy about that.
I don't know.
I
Are
remember
you
like,
satisfied?
well, I got more potluck stories.
Okay.
I remember like growing up, we had a pair of Korean pastors because like I was a Methodist, so like they'd shuffle new pastors in based on a council, and there was a couple who were from Korea, like directly from Korea, and we had a potluck, and they brought like a bunch of traditional Korean dishes, and you would have thought that the white people at this place, the old white people, were fucking starving to death the way they complained about like how bad the food was.
That doesn't surprise me because the
They
town
were
that
so
we grew up
pissy
in
about it.
has no resilience for change.
Yeah. And like I remember I was like, I don't know, probably in like middle school. I remember like getting like seconds because it was really good. And because like people were being like pissy about the size of like servings they were taking. So like there was like a lot of food left. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna eat as much as I want.
Yeah.
And I remember having kimchi for the first time.
Oh, so
And
good.
it was like I was not a fan of it back then because like it just struck me as like Korean sauerkraut. And I remember having it as an adult and be like, fuck, my palate has changed so much. This is good as hell.
Yeah. To be fair, I've never tried it as a like. Probably in the last 5 years, I tried it for the first time.
Yeah. Good stuff. Glad we can share our Midwestern heritage with you guys.
One other thing to throw into the potluck talk is when everybody just makes the big thing of Italian beef.
Oh yeah, like the
Oh, yeah.
tub of Buona beef.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
The microwaved plastic tub of
Exactly.
beef.
You pull it straight out of
Yeah.
the freezer, throw that shit right in the microwave like it's Applebee's.
Yeah, put a big old box of Kaiser rolls next to it and just say help yourself.
Yeah, some mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, or maybe some yellow mustard.
There you go. God damn it! Now I want to make an Italian beef.
Fuck yeah. Midwesterners, I mean, we've established that Midwesterners know how to eat. We are good at
That's
eating.
all there is to do.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Are
Fuck
you
yeah.
satisfied?
I got more
I'm
stories.
satisfied. I love when we talk about Midwestern stuff and food.
Yeah.
It's cozy.
We all have that in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you actually have more stories, Scott, or were you just
No,
saying
I
that?
was
Just
just being
Smitty
an
said
asshole.
it before.
No, it's just being an
Okay.
asshole. But thanks.
Rico,
You still poop?
I hope you in 3 years when you listen to this episode, man, we missed you, buddy. But I understand your need to poop comes first.
Smitty just
And
exhaled
Rico.
in the microphone, and I thought it was Rico for a second.
Oh, it's
There
like
we
he's really here with us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh shit!
Bring another Rico in.
Rico, if you like what you hear, here's what I need you to do, bud. I need you to leave us a rating on your podcast directory of choice or a review if they let you leave words. I need you to voicemail or text us your questions to 708-433-9153 as we continue to collect listener questions for an upcoming listener episode. I need you to like us on our socials at ImQuestionsPDC on Twitter, r/ImportantQuestionsPod on Reddit, and the Important Questions Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. You could subscribe there as well. And then finally, Rico, I need you to go to patreon.com/the important questions to support us for as little as $1 a month.
Rico, please.
And for $1 a month, that donation gets you a bonus episode on the last Tuesday of the month that non-donors don't get. So last Tuesday of the month, you either get nothing or you get a bonus episode. It's your choice.
Please, Rico.
It's only $1.
Please.
Rico, it's only fucking $1.
Rico.
If you can afford to clothe your child, you can afford to spend money on our Patreon.
This kid's got to walk around without a shirt because he. Sorry, babe. I gave $1 to those guys.
Any final thoughts, boys?
Maybe, but not at the moment.
I was kind of hoping we were both just going to be sitting there silent and seeing how long it was going to go on for.
I would have left as long of a gap as you would have given me. So
2 hours of dead air at the end of this episode.
There was actually one episode that we did where, because I record my own tracks separately in Zencaster, but then I take your guys' tracks off Zencaster and all that shit. But I ended the recording on Zencaster, but I forgot to end the recording on my software, and it ran for like 4 days, and I had like 96 hours of audio at the end of it.
Your computer's just like so close.
It was hot.
Yeah, it's bursting into
It was hot,
flames.
dude.
Yeah. Your
You walk
energy
into the room.
flows-
Why is it so foggy in here? What's burning?
Foggy. Oh God.
It already takes so long to render down like a 90-minute episode. Fucking 96 hours, man. That would be way too goddamn long.
Not to mention
Was
the
there
fact that
anything
like scrolling all the way to
salvageable
the
in that?
side would be a pain in the ass.
Smitty, to answer your question, I don't know, because I just deleted after the part where we obviously finished.
Oh man,
I
There could've been
wasn't gonna
something
listen
funny
to
in there.
95 hours of just like me walking around the house and possibly shouting "fuck"
Yeah.
because something happened at work.
that would be pretty funny.
It's just Dave yelling at his dogs, and then you hear the toilet flushing every now and then.
Yeah.
All right. We love you, fucking bozos, and please join us again next week.